I don't even know what to say. We Own This City premiered on HBO this past Monday. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erika Vane coming to you right here on Erika Vane TV with a new series alert, a limited mini series. As I mentioned, streaming on HBO Max, We Own the City, which is a crime drama documenting the journey to cleaning up the police department, or just like a little spotlight into a section in time of cleaning up the police department, the Baltimore Police Department, as they navigate the post-Freddie Gray world, post-uprising, when there's a huge lens in this moment on this particular police department and all of the shady, shifty dealings that have made it the corrupt, supposedly people first governing, protecting, supporting organization. I don't even know what to say, y'all. This first episode, while really doing a great job of laying the groundwork for what we're going to see throughout this series, for me it was a little bit slow, but it wasn't slow in a bad way. It really took its time of like detailing what's the problem, and when it comes to state and federal agency, exactly pointing out where certain processes, people really fit into aiding in the problem and not actually coming up with a solution. The main officer that we are going to be seeing in the course of the next 5 episodes, as this is a 6-episode miniseries, is Wayne Jenkins, played by John Bernthal. Y'all, he's an amazing actor and he is performing down, point blank period. He's utterly brilliant as Wayne Jenkins. Wayne Jenkins is literally the epitome of narcissistic, think he's the hero when in all actuality he's the villain, and he's the prime example of people who should never be empowered to be police officers. There are way too many Wayne Jenkins in police departments all across the country, which is why we are seeing people beaten up, brutalized, harassed, and killed as if their lives don't matter, because people like Wayne Jenkins are running around thinking that only their life matters, only what they say goes. And it's just, honestly, it's sickening to watch. However, the portrayal is just, it's very visceral and raw. So again, shout out to John for this amazing performance. His character lives, breathes, just is the personification of police brutality and misuse of power, and they capture it on screen beautifully. The episode starts off with him giving a speech at the police academy for new police cadets, and he's talking about initially like, yo, don't beat up on people, you need to police the correct way. But then he winds up finishing up his speech talking about if you can write your way out of anything, if you can make it, if something happens and you can write it and make it look clean and be able to speak about it in a way that convinces people, then you have gotten the job. So it's not about you not brutalizing people. It's not about you not harming people. It's not about you not killing people. It's about if you can write a report that makes everything that you did seem like it was the right thing to do, seem like it was a clean thing to do, seem like it was by the books. And that is literally the problem. Way too many police are running around with no accountability because they have the understanding that they can basically write themselves out of any wrongdoing that they may incur from their poor decisions. And it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. I think this miniseries is going to be very, very interesting in that a lot of The Wire, so shout out to The Wire fans. If you haven't watched The Wire yet, y'all, go back and watch it. The Wire is one of the greatest television shows that has ever been created, and I said what I said. But there's so many Wire cameos in here, but most of the people who are in here from The Wire are now playing police. So that's what I will say the difference is. We're still getting a very raw, visceral conversation around police and drugs, or police and violence, or police and criminal activity in Baltimore City. But where The Wire did a really great job of jumping into each piece of the wheel, the cogs in the wheel that, you know, made this whole cycle of crime and policing happen in The Wire. This series is really just focusing on the police. So even when at the start we think that we're sitting in interrogation with a couple of drug dealers, it's like, nah, these are actually undercover cops. And we're really confused, or at least I was, because we get scenes where these dudes actually go in and rob another drug dealer. So it seems like it's one set against another set. But then come to find out that these dudes actually have police badges later on in the episode. So it gets very, very complicated. And again, this series looks like it's going to focus on more so giving us the ins and outs of what's happening within police and federal and state authorities. So we're getting to talk to the mayor in this episode. We're seeing the DOJ inserted. We're seeing the FBI interface with Baltimore PD and Baltimore County PD, but we're not really going to get the ins and outs of like each of the crews. We get to see them up on the board, right? So they're tracking people, they're putting trackers on cars, and they're plotting out their cases. But like The Wire actually took you in to the low rises, took you into different places, and you got to get to know the drug dealers that was involved. In this series, we're not going to do that. We're really going to get to know the police and the problem. Now, by the time we make it to the end of the episode, we see an elaborate plan being played out to be able to apprehend Wayne Jenkins, who is one of the police officers who is now under federal investigation for a lot of the shifty, crazy things that he did. And I think that it's dope how they did this. They orchestrated it as if it was just a regular like IED complaint, had him come down so that he can answer some questions he's going through. Like, he knows the routine. You can see it. It's like rote memory. He comes in, empties his clip, puts his gun away as he normally would. They have it all set up so that he can just go up and he thinks he's going to answer a bunch of questions. But once he gets to the top of these stairs, the FBI is waiting for him to apprehend him because they realize that he's a very dangerous individual. And this, well, honestly, the moment where the commissioner comes in, stares him in his eyes, and he don't look away, he don't blink, he don't back down, not a bit. This is the real start of the series. This is so that you can know what we're dealing with, what kind of monster, what kind of menace, what kind of man has been running amok in these Baltimore streets and even training some of the other menaces that are plaguing the Baltimore streets. So far, so good, y'all. Honestly, I enjoyed the episode. I'm going to go back and rewatch it again because just like The Wire, there are a ton of nuances to some of the things that are discussed and what we see. Having the seemingly like undercover cops / corrupt cops also have a tracker on the same dude's car, which is how I believe they figured out when he left so that they can go and rob him before the actual, I'm gonna call them good cops for sake of nothing else that I have right now, but the set of good cops who are actually tracking him also, they became a day late and $1 short because they wound up taking the door and trying to confiscate things after this corrupt cop group already robbed them. And this comes up when, dude goes back to retrieve his tracker and realizes there's another tracker on the vehicle. And again, it's so much nuance and detail in this episode, so I'm going to go back and watch it and make sure I don't miss anything. I would love to know what y'all thought. If you watched it already or if you're about to watch it, go and watch it and come back and post in the comment section what you think, any questions or theories and predictions that you might have. I cannot wait to hear them. I want to definitely have a conversation about this. I'm all for shows being shot in my city. I absolutely love it. I love seeing Baltimore on screen. The row houses, the Baltimore boys was good. Like, all of it, it was giving. It's giving for me, and I cannot wait for episode 2. It's your good sis, Erika Vane. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any more of my We Own This City videos. I also have a plethora of other dope breakdowns, character assessments, and more from all of the hottest television series that are on, whether network or streaming right now. So again, hit subscribe. It's definitely worth the subscribe and get into all this dope content we have for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.